listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kiersten.
Yeah, there you are.
The big show.
You know, it's the big show. Caps on Tap. Yeah. The unstoppable, the unmoppable. And some say that karma is a bitch. Do you believe this? I think I do. Yeah, it's a big show. Caps on Tap. This is my friend who stayed in a haunted hotel. She didn't feel the kind of fear that Bobrovsky did tonight, though, did she? Nah, not at all. You could see 12 ghosts and not fear it as much. You're listening to Caps on Tap. Your host, Kevin Kierstead. The Washington Capitals downing the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight 4-1 in what I would call an old-fashioned ass-whooping. I saw about 10 trillion things tonight that I liked. That's unusual for a Caps game this season. Indeedly. We're going to get into it. You can call into this show. 910-NO-LYING is the number. That's 910-665-9464. Get in on the text chat by going over either to the Spreaker site, Spreaker.com/user/truthontap. Go there, and if you want to get in on the text chat, they make you register, but it's really quick. You get registered, you don't ever have to do it again, and then you can text chat, and they don't ask for your next born child to get registered. Then you can chat on every show after this. So we do have some chats coming in concurrently from Facebook streams, and I'll be reading those as we go. In fact, I forgot to set one up, and I'm just going to do that right now as we're talking before we get into all of the details of what we saw tonight with the Washington Capitals dispatching of the Columbus Blue Jackets in quite authoritative fashion. The radio show chat. Chime in. And what a beautiful game it was. You know, I had a feeling when they came out that this was going to be different. You know, when I saw Erat moved up to the second line, he should have been on the first line in my view. When I saw what he was bringing to the table, I will admit to you that I have not been an astute observer of Erat before he came to the Caps. Some of you guys are real junkies, and you know how every player plays. And as soon as you hear there's going to be a trade, you're on the YouTube, you're on the NHL Network, you're doing all the research. You got to find out what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, who they fought, what size skates they wear. Not me so much. I watch some of that, but my primary focus is deep into the Capitals. That's where my heart is. And so I don't see everything going on around the league. This is where you can help this show. Call in, share some of that stuff. We'll talk about it. But first, we got to talk about this game. This game is the focus of the first part of tonight's show. What a gorgeous performance. I'm going to bring up the box score just as a guide here. I don't use notes or scripts on my shows. So I will do that. What do you think about Mr. Holtby not getting his shutout? Was that a heartbreaker? Do you think he deserved a shutout? I do. I think he did. He's been playing that way. You know, he has this problem, though, doesn't he? Even with his brilliant performances lately, he has this problem. And his problem is getting warmed up. It's not just a per-season basis. It's also a per-game basis. This is a problem for the entire Capitals team on the per-game basis, and I think it might be bleeding over into the per-season basis. We got to talk about that. There's a bad habit starting here of a slow start. That can't be allowed. And I'm going to tell you things I saw tonight that were freakishly reverse of what I thought I might see. But I had a good feeling. I had a feeling we were going to see some good stuff tonight. It took some clicking. You know, it's not like they just threw Erat up on the second line. It took some clicking. You know, Volpatti came in. They had to smack the puck around a little. Now, they did this in practice, so they weren't coming in cold, but they didn't have a lot of time to do it this way. So, yeah, this was the first prime time under the spotlights, you know, with Erat up on that line. I was really impressed with what I saw. Really was. All right, there it goes. Box score for the Caps game. I just want to bring this up for a basic guide. We just took it to them tonight, you know, kind of hardcore if you ask me. I was really impressed with it. NHL, let's see. I'm going to go to ESPN's to their box score this time. I like to go to different sites, and then if I see something that jumps out at me that I think you might want to know from that site, I'll share the site with you. Otherwise, I'll just use them for the reference. Let's see if they're even going to give me a decent box score here. Come on, ESPN. You know what we like after the game. I like to have a guide to go on. Stars, Kings, Nucks, Penguins, Flames, Sharks, Wild. You know, what in the world? Yeah, I'll go to another site. I don't care. So ESPN doesn't have it together. Fourth, and so we're now fourth in Metropolitan Division. Weren't we sixth? We just jumped up to fourth. Holy guacamole! Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's see. Now this shows right here the final. That should show the box score. Why can't I get a simple fucking box score? Yeah, we allow cussing on this show, my friends. And we're going to talk about it. I just like to have my guide up before I get going because I like to have my time references and everything right. One of the things we're definitely going to be talking about tonight is the importance of the no-look pass. Yeah, have we talked about that before? It happened tonight. Did you see it? It happened tonight. Do you remember who did it? Anybody remember who did the no-look pass that ended up in a goal? Mike Green. Mike Green did it. Mike Green is not on my backbone club. I've got 5 players right now that I consider to be part of this team's backbone. And those 5 players currently are as follows. Alexander Ovechkin, that's how you say it in Russian. Nicky Backstrom. Jason Chimera. Eric Fair. I hear the groans. And Mr. Holtby. Now, what is a backbone player to me? To me, a backbone player is quite simple. That's why I call them backbone players. They are the players to which all other players must be connected. Without these players, other players fail. That's what I see with a backbone player. Who's close to being a backbone player? Wardo is close. Mike Green is close. Some of the youngins are close. Grabo, Carlson is not too far, but they haven't shown me enough consistently. What I want is someone who comes out, who is spirited every game, who comes to work every game. You're going, well, where's Brooksy? If that's the case, Brooksy was hurt. It takes a while to get on my backbone club and a while to get knocked off. And Fair, you're on notice, buddy. I put you on there because you're a sniper. You are a superstar. Nobody knows you're there. And the next thing you know, the fucking puck is in the back of the net, lamp on. And that's what I love about you. And you made it into my backbone list. But you better do something. You're chilling here lately. You're falling into that hole you fell into last year. Don't do that. You banged out of the door this season. I need you to keep running, man. So nothing really going on in the first period. You would hear Locker and Joe B say, well, they started slow, you know. They came out the first 8 minutes, I think, was Locker's thing, and they didn't have a real rush going on. Did I see some things tonight that were absolutely fascinating? I'm telling you. Maybe they didn't come out swinging. But let me tell you something they did do that made up for it. Forget the 4 goals. Those were beautiful. It was the pressure that led to that. It was the passing that led to that. It was the lack of defensive prowess on the part of CBJ that caused that, and that's good for me. But it was also our determination. Determination is not one of the key values I would have said the Capitals carry around with them on a regular basis. Determination seems to come and go with the Capitals. It has been that's been the case for as long as I can remember. Take back to 1997-98, where it seemed to be a regular thing. Always chomping at the bit, ready for action, was that Capitals team. Well, this Capitals team may be getting on fire, but don't have faith, my friends. I'm not telling you. Look, first, we're going to celebrate tonight. They did a beautiful thing, and the truth is that if they choose to, they can continue this. What did I see tonight that I don't recall the last time I've seen in the Caps? This is the primary thing I saw that was new. See if you can guess what I'm about to say. What was new tonight with the Capitals that we've all wanted? We've all wanted to see in them, but we have not seen. And we are saying, where is it? Why is it so sorely missing? You know what it is. There are probably a few things you're thinking right now, but you know the big one. The big one is, how come when they get a lead, they sit on it? How come they love trying to come from behind? Why can't they get ahead and be comfortable there? Well, tonight they did. And the way you do that is you get ahead, but continue to play as if you were fighting from behind. The best defense is a good offense. Somebody didn't teach that to the Caps lately, but it looks like tonight they had that. And Holtby was on, was he not? Was he not on fire? I mean, he's come out of his shell. We're going to talk about him tonight. The Caps played as if they were losing after they had scored tonight. They played when they got 2 goals up, like they were in a scramble. They played like they had to come from behind when they were up 3-0. They continued to push the pace, using their skates, using their sticks, skating hard when they were up 4-0. It was beautiful. That's what you have to have a winning club, because not everybody's going to be simple. This Columbus Blue Jackets team for us tonight, because of our lineup and our performance and Holtby's performance, they were a simple problem to work out. They were a simple issue. A good team, but a simple solution to them. We found a simple solution and kept at it. You know, it just blows my mind that I was watching Capitals play in the third period up 3 and 4-0 as if they still cared. I couldn't believe it. I haven't seen that in so long. Who the hell came in that locker room? Who the hell has been with them? Adam Oates didn't just turn it on. Was the line mix-up? Did that scare some people? It may have. Maybe Mojo's scared now. He should be. He's not giving us anything. Mojo looks drunk half the time to me now. He was a star last year. When he came out, he was banging, man. Had the speed working all the time. The Swedish passing, you know Swedish passing. I can't even call him a Swede this year. Are we sure he's Swedish? I want to see the birth certificate. I think he was born in Kenya. Yeah, must have been. Must have been born in Kenya. No, maybe he is Swedish, but his Swedish counterpart is probably ashamed of him right now. Why'd you turn it off, Mojo? Why'd you turn it off? Where's the guy we saw last year? You didn't just show us a superstar once, and we're holding you to that standard and you can't reach it again. You were doing this game after game, and you turned it off. Are you nursing an injury? If you are you doing this team any good by staying on that first line? Because we don't need a 7 out of 10 powered Mojo. That's not going to help. A 7 out of 10 powered Mojo, we're putting you at risk there for making that injury worse, 1. And 2, you're not giving all that a 10 out of 10 player at your 7 level could give. We need a 10 out of 10 player there and get you off or get you less ice time. If there's an injury there, something's going on, and maybe Mojo's going to get scared now, that's a problem. And let me tell you why that's a problem. Do you recall another Washington Capitals hockey player that had to be scared in order to perform? You recall any? I know you know who I'm thinking of right now. You can't tell me you don't know. Any normal Capitals fan knows exactly who I'm talking about right now. All right, I'm going to give you a clue. He's no longer on the team. No longer on the team. But he required an injection of fear in order to play well. Who was that? I'll give you the Russian pronunciation. Alexander Semin. Yep, Semin. Semin, best wrist shot in the NHL, by far, no close second. When he slings it, he dings it. But got the skating, got the dangling. His couple of his problems, he falls down all the time. I don't know if he's drunk too. He's been drinking behind a glass with Mojo or something. Falls down all the damn time. And he's moody. Moody. You can't have superstars with moods to play in the NHL. What a bitchy little spoiled thing to be. Where's his heart? Why doesn't he come out to fight every game? What's going on? What kind of psychology is that? You know, I don't see why anybody would have wanted him. I don't even believe Carolina has him. You know, all that skill left in a jar on the shelf. Give me a grinder right out of school. Give me somebody that was picked 12th round draft choice. I don't care as long as he works. Give me a Joel Ward over a Semin any day. You know, he works. He works. You know, somebody who grinds and has ice awareness, Joel Ward's lacking there in that particular department. And that's what's going to get him on my backbone. He's got to have more ice awareness. He's such a scrapper, isn't he? Joel Ward, I like to compare him to that child that you're holding, that you go to put the child down and their legs are already going 40 miles an hour before they hit the floor. Yeah, that's Joel Ward. Always scrapping, always moving. You'll never see that man stand still. But what happens is he gets so into that, he's been told that he's good at that apparently, and he's constantly worked to improve that he's gone overboard. He will go and get a puck in a corner, and he'll start throwing elbows and throwing skates out and shit, and nobody's there. Joel, look around, man. You got nobody to fight for that puck. It's yours. But you're freaking out. You're fighting phantoms there. Who's that poking at you? Nobody. And you're throwing elbows around and shit, and then you look around, oh, I'm alone. Well, that 1 second right there could have been a setup pass for a goal. So we need more of that from him. We need more eyes in the back of the head from Joel Ward. We have the work ethic. He's got the work ethic. He's got the skill. He just needs more ice awareness. He proved it again tonight with the power play goal. Almost a duplicate goal of what we saw him score last time, wasn't it? Yeah, tic-tac-toe. The dot to behind the net, back to the front, and into the net. I mean, we got to watch that. We got to watch that because it's becoming one of our go-to tricks. And when you have a go-to trick, people figure you out. So let's not ignore OV sitting on the backside of that power play. Let's not ignore him. Now, if he draws a couple players in tight to him, good. That's going to open up the ice. We'll take that. But if he's not, get that puck to him. Don't forget about OV. He showed you tonight you don't forget about him. Mike Green made a no-look pass to Ovechkin tonight. The no-look pass is the most underused and effective tool in the NHL. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just white people. You know, you look in the NBA, mostly black players, they will use the no-look pass all the damn time. We need it in the NHL. We need a lot more of it. If you know where your guy is, you know where his stick is, and you most importantly know where he's going to be, you can stop looking at him. You can stop looking at him. You can take a look at the other side of the ice and then look straight ahead and use your peripheral vision. And then suddenly look to the other side of the ice, but pass to him. It throws everybody off in hockey. Hockey is a super fast-moving game. A no-look pass that's done effectively will get a score often. Mike Green did a long, it wasn't a real hard. It wasn't like a slap pass. I mean, it was a quick pass, but it was a long one. They had time to figure it out and still couldn't figure it out before OV had it in the back of the net. Use that no-look pass, man. Use those head fakes. We've got a goaltender that uses head fakes. Have you seen that? How many goalies do you know need head fakes? Holtby does. Holtby comes out of the net. He'll get a defender coming down, and he'll make him think he's going left, and he dekes right. I don't know a lot of goalies that deke. I really don't. This is a new thing. Holtby is quite an asset to this team right now, and are you like me? You know, we get these great goalies in, like a Varley. Some of them will come in and not stay too long, you know, or they've had these huge careers elsewhere, and then they come to us and they're kind of meh. You know, they're all right. They don't really feel like a part of the team. They're just serving another contract. I don't like seeing that. I need somebody that's at the core, man. Sign him long term. Get somebody in there. Let him be the heart of the team down in the goalie area, and somebody we can kind of believe in and follow. You know, if the guy's doing a 927, you leave him in. You just leave him in. I don't care what the conditions are around that. If he's stopping 92.7% of shots that he faces, he stays in on my team. That's all there is to it. He stays in. I don't care if you think he's letting in softies. I don't care if you think he's not effective on outlet passing. I don't care if you think he's not aware enough after he gives up a rebound. 92.7. I just keep hitting you with that number. 92.7% stopped. He stays in. Till he starts just giving that up game after game, I'll start looking. Around. You know, and don't think I won't pull up a Grubauer. I would. I sure would, because Nuvi's not getting it done. I've never had faith in Newby. Some of you guys have. Don't hate me for that. I just haven't seen what I need to see from him to believe in him. That's all. I use my gut. You know, I'm a fan. I'm not a professional hockey analyst. I'm a fan. I use my gut to evaluate players, and I use their numbers, but mostly my gut. I can tell when someone's into it. I can tell when they're not. I can tell when they have more bad days than good. I can tell when they want to win. I can tell when they're accepted by the team or not accepted by the team. When I look at a Holtby, I see a fucking Buddhist prince there. He's in his own world, but he comes into your world when he's ready. When he's ready, we got to get that out of there. We got to get him to come into your world right when that first puck drops. When he's in your world, the people that want to score against him, you're not going to get a puck past him most of the time. And what an amazing level of concentration he has. You know, he's just, you know, almost all goalies in the NHL have these rituals. Have you seen that? They got these rituals, you know, after you score against them or before a game or even during practices, or, you know, they got to tap the net 3 times and kick one heel, or they got to wear a certain pair of socks, or they have all these funny little superstitions. With Holtby, I think whatever it is for him, it involves a mindset more than anything. He probably focuses more than any other goalie in the league on mindset before he goes out. You know, you might have somebody like an Anderson who does that, duplicates that kind of concentration. But he's got it. He's got it, and he uses it, and he knows it. And for his young age, that's a very good thing, because what it is mature. If he's carrying that kind of maturity, knowing that this is mostly in my mind, I cannot believe I can be beaten. If I get beaten, I cannot wobble, I cannot shake. I am not an egg that can be cracked. I am sand. You can put a hole in me and I'll fill it right back up. That's how a goalie has to think, and that's how he thinks. And that's what I love about him. I hope he keeps it up. You never know, man. We've seen goalies. We've seen people like Theo take nosedives and then show these little peaks. It's like a stock chart, man. You'll see them look like they're starting to come back, and then they level off. You're like, come on, we feel you, come back. Okay, they had a great game. Bam, they had 6 bad games. Oh, they had 2 great games, 3 marginal games. Another great game. Bam, 7 bad games. Yeah, that's what happens, and you're going the whole time. We wasted hope on that goalie. So you need consistency. You have to be consistent as a goalie. You have to give your team a chance to win every game. And that means you need to stop 9 out of 10 goals. If you do more than that, like Holtby's doing right now, well, you're icing on our cake. Thank you for that. That's what we saw tonight. Excellent performance. Excellent performance by Braden Holtby. Hope that keeps up. We've got to fix what it takes for him to get warmed up, don't we? Yeah, he needs to get warmed up sometimes in a game. He needs to get warmed up sometimes during a season. Takes him 8 or 10 games sometimes. That's too long. We got to get either some kind of intramural thing going in the preseason. Get him more, I don't know. What do you do so that it doesn't take somebody so long to get in the groove every season? Because we can't keep him out and put another goalie in. It's not like the amount of games gone by is going to have an effect on him if he's not in there. He's got to have the mentality, maybe trick himself, get himself to believe he's already played 10 games. Whatever it takes, man. Just all I want from Holtby is his best performance starting game 1 of the season, starting game 1 of the preseason. That's something we should be entitled to, and we're not right now. We got this huge, powerful machine in net that is like starting a race car. There's all kinds of complex things that have to happen for everything to get firing. I need you to start like a weed eater. Just fling, you know, let's go. Let's be ready out of the box. And the guy's in great shape. He's very flexible. He doesn't have necessarily the cat-like reflexes of a Varley, but he's got the patience to make up for it, and he's got the skill to know what the most likely path of the puck is going to be on a given shot and what the most likely path of a rebound will be. He's got good ice awareness, at least close to the net. That 10 foot around the net perimeter, he's got that. He knows what's going on in there. Now, you bring more than one offensive guy in, he loses it. He doesn't know where it's going, and sometimes he'll cheat. You got to watch that, but even he will improve that part of his game. Holtby's solid. We probably should have a better backup goalie right now. I think we should, because anybody can get hurt. But I'm not liking Nuvi. I haven't seen enough of Grubauer, and I need to know. I need to know that we got somebody behind him that can, and not somebody like a Vokun either. I mean somebody that's, I don't know, just somebody that's eager and skilled. Maybe not a youngin, maybe a 28-year-old goalie, but somebody who's got skill, athleticism, and still has the heart. It shouldn't be too much to ask for those things. It shouldn't be too much. Let's go and see. I may have some people in chat here. I have not been tending to that site. So bear with me if you're in the chat, or if you have chatted on the Facebook site. In the chat here, I don't think anybody's in here yet. So I'll go check on the Facebook one, and we'll keep talking about the Capitals and how they performed tonight and what it's looking like for them as they begin this road trip that's coming up now. I think it's 5 games. I'll have to look at the schedule again to make sure about that. 5-game road trip. Not going to be a lot of fun for them. They're playing about every 2 days. Every 2 days or so. So that's going to put some pressure on them. Doing that on the road is relatively insane. It takes it out of you. The travel, the chain, they're going to be playing in Canada, and they're going to be out west. Their time scale is going to be messed up. They're playing later than they're used to on a normal time scale. The jet lag will be kicking in. So they're going to be fighting the general fight of playing on ice you're not used to, fighting the general fight of playing with a crowd that doesn't support you. All of that is working against you when you're on the road. That's why they always call it home ice, home court advantage, home field advantage, Grabowski tonight, what did you think about his performance? I thought he looked good. Who's leading NHL right now in goals? I think there may be a tie between Kreisbaby and OV right now. OV's leading in shots with no close second place. Crosby's not even in the top 5. NHL goals. Let's see what we can get there. NHL statistics. Let's see if ESPN is on the ball, since they couldn't give me a decent box score earlier. Offensive leaders, points. Okay, goals. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, I was wrong about this. I was wrong. Ovi's got the most shots, but let's go ahead and look. Offensive leaders right now for points: Kreisbaby, followed by Alexander Steen, Henrik Zetterberg, Steven Stamkos, and Martin St. Louis. Goals: Alexander Steen, St. Louis, followed by, actually tied with Tomas Hertl. He's been what a treat he is for San Jose. Sandy Kreisbaby, Henrik Zetterberg, and Joffrey Lupul. That's for goals. Plus minus, Matt Niskanen, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, Justin Braun, Francois Beauchemin, and Hampus Lindholm. Defensive leaders: Josh Harding, Minnesota. This is with goals against average. Ben Scrivens, Jonas Hiller, Tuukka Rask, and Kari Lehtinen. Save percentage. I knew Varley would be on that top 5. Hiller for Anaheim, Gustafsson for Detroit, Lehtinen for Dallas, Varley for Colorado, and then Tuukka Rask for Boston. And finally, wins, going back to the goalies: Niemi, Marc-Andre Fleury, Halak, surprise, Varley, and Bishop. So, player statistics. Yeah, unfortunately, those are the only categories they're showing. So, shots per game. Of course, that's going to be OV, but let's go ahead and pull it up. Oh, they're showing the team. They're not showing individuals. Oh, well. Yeah, shots per game. The team. is San Jose. They're shooting 40 shots per game. They're not showing the individuals there. Where's Washington on this list? Oh, there they are. Where would they go? Washington, 18th, 30.3 shots per game. Good God, OV's almost shooting that much. I think he's hitting about 7 shots per game right now, which is going to keep translating into goals for him. And he may have had a slow start. Our team may have had a slow start, but he'll come roaring back. You know how he does. Can't find anybody more competitive than him. I hope he's not distracted by the Olympics this year. I hope that he still has the fire and the flame inside him. You remember when Hunter was coaching, OV, something went out. Some kind of steam left his body. I don't know what it was. It had to be lack of faith. I just think what he saw on the ice is something he knew wouldn't work. And when you don't believe, it's obvious. Even if you're a superstar, you're going to see a flame go out. It can be reignited, but it can only be reignited under the right conditions. Now, he didn't become an Alexander Semin because he came out to play every game, but he came out with a little less oomph, a little less belief. You could see the extra tenacity once Hunter was gone. I don't think those two were jiving well, and it may not have even been so much personal between them. It may have been styles. So I'm kind of glad that situation's over with, because we need our superstar being a superstar. I'm not sure yet, but I think that Oates has set him free, has let the tiger back out of the box, and said, OV, go be you. You know, yes, we need you playing a little more defense. We got that from him. Yes, we need you passing sometimes. We got that from him. Yes, we need you crashing the net once in a while. We got that from him. What we're not seeing as much as is the deking and the skating in front of the net, east and west. But we're seeing precise shooting. We're seeing the same old powerful hits we've always seen. People afraid to touch the puck when he's near it, and that's a good thing. We're seeing excellent passing from OV. That's something that he has never gotten a lot of credit for, and I think he should. His passes are almost always spot on. His passes are right up there with Backy's, in my view. Backy, the primary force on this team, in my opinion, the true quarterback. A superstar has to be a superstar. But then there's got to be somebody running the show. Let's call him the logistics guy. Kind of behind the curtains, doesn't see his name in lights a lot. That's Backy, And he just does it so well, so predictably, every game, every year. Backy comes out, he's going to have puck control. He's going to have decent speed. He's going to have accurate and timely passing. And he's going to be able to have zone control, thereby, to some degree, not as good as like a Ribs or somebody, but to some degree he can dictate the pace of the game. That's what Backy can do. What he brings is enough. But with Mojo up there, I'm not so sure we're doing Backy or OV any favors. Are we? I don't know. I don't feel good about it. Not the way he's playing right now. And it's not like he just stumbled a couple times. He's pretty much sucked for the past 40 games or so, going back into last year. Little flares of light here and there. Not enough. Not enough for me. Using that burst speed. He'll come in one game and use his burst speed 5 or 6 times here this season, and the next game not use it at all. He wasn't using it at all at the end of last year. Where'd that speed go? I mean, I was counting on that. I was counting on another that had Chimera-like speed. Chimera uses his speed every game. He's always using that speed. And the poor guy pays a price for it, because every time you beat somebody in a foot race, they want to punish you for it. So, he pays a price for it, but he still keeps grinding. He's a worker. I think that's in part why that line does so well. That's mostly in part, in my view, as to why those players have made it onto my backbone player list. So anyway, I guess it's Saturday night, and what's happening is a lot of people that I tend to advertise my show to are actually out at the game. So they go to bars and stuff afterward. I probably would have a lot of people in the chat room and calling in if it were, a weeknight. But oh well, I'm still talking about the Caps. Let's see, do we have any other issues we really need to talk about right now? Tom Wilson seems to have dug in. I told you that was coming. He may or may not get a little more comfortable and therefore relax a little and seem to lose a little bit of performance edge now that he's made the team. That is a common thing, so it's something you got to watch out for. I don't know if he'll do it or not. Maybe he'll stay pumped up because he's young. Maybe he'll settle down and get kind of lazy. I hope he doesn't. You know, he knows he's not in tryouts anymore. He's made the team. But the guy can hit. Tonight, you may not have seen it. You may not have seen it, but I did. I saw something. Did you see a certain Washington Capitals player use the Force? Did you see that? I saw it. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I saw the movies. I liked them. That's it. I don't go to conventions. I don't read books about Star Wars. I saw the movies. I liked them. It's that simple. Somebody used the Force tonight. I think Yoda must have been in the crowd and insisted that this player use the Force. Did you see it? So Tom Wilson I think we were in the offensive zone. All right? I think we were. So he comes up. He's going for the puck. He turns around, kind of shoves his butt into a guy. 3 Columbus Blue Jackets are closing in on this. All 3 of them hit the deck. But not Tom Wilson. No. He had the force field up. Wow. That's what it sounded like. Wow. 3 Columbus Blue Jackets. Boom, boom, boom. All went down. Tom Wilson, still standing. Like nothing ever happened. I'm putting that online. I'm putting that on YouTube. I recorded it with my phone. It was either that or they were attacked by Ghost. One or the other. Either way, that thing's going to get a lot of views. I promise you. Yeah, that bitch is going on YouTube. Tom Wilson tonight using the Yoda-given force to keep the dark side away from him. Yeah, put the force shield around his body. Didn't even need the lightsaber. Just said, wow. Everybody just fell. Everybody fell out. Just not him. Pretty cool thing. Pretty cool thing. I think one of the Blue Jackets got injured on that play. He had to skate off. What a game. What a good pace to the game. I saw control. Erat, my God. What a breath of fresh air he is. Let's hope that continues and that wasn't an anomaly. I don't think so. I mean, the guy's got a couple games under his belt, wouldn't you say? Yeah, he's been around a while. So I'm thinking he's not a flash in the pan. Keep that effort up. He's a guy who can do the following. He's got breakaway speed. He has puck control, not something you see on defense a lot. Okay, compare him to a Johnny Erskine and you see the immediate differences. Erat is able to skate a puck into a zone and wrestle with somebody who's skating beside him while maintaining the puck and winning the wrestling fight. How many Caps do you know can do that? Very few. Very few. We got knocked off of the puck easily. Our players may be smaller, maybe not as strong. I don't know in general, on average. But we get knocked off the puck easily when we're trying to skate it in. Unless you're somebody like Nicky, who has just the right moves and just the right thinking and ice awareness, you're going to get knocked off the puck as a Cap. Erat did not. Erat, not only can he knock a puck around you and then skate behind you to go get it, because he's that fast, he'll go ahead and skate through you if he has to. And still have the puck. I'm loving what I'm seeing with this guy. Not afraid to shoot. He got some assists tonight. Did he get a goal tonight? I got to pull up the box score. I know, let's see, who scored? I know Brower, OV, and Ward scored. Who scored? Who else scored? I know somebody's screaming it right now, but I got nobody in chat right now. Okay, so Brooksy, that's right. Because that was actually, I was a little confused because that was shot by Alexi, but it was knocked in by Brooksy. That was a quick rebound play, and Anisimov did score there toward the end with 4 minutes and some change left in the game to ruin Holtby's shutout. That was a bit of a heartbreaker for me. He deserved a shutout. He's been playing so well, and just had to hang on for 4 more minutes and some change, and I don't know, didn't happen. But he's still impressed with his play. I have no doubt that Capitals fans worldwide and coaches alike were impressed with his play. And that's really all that matters, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Brooks, back in the game. Looks like he's pretty well recovered from his injury. I can't be certain yet. Because sometimes these things pop back up after 5 or 10 games. They got a funny way of healing and unhealing, depending on how it works. It can be a progressive thing. So, way to go, Brooksy, showing us that old workhorse fashion of yours. We need that consistent from you as well. And I think Brooksy needs to work a little bit on skating speed. Other than that, he's got everything down. He's a worker. He's a dog. I like dogs. I like dogs that get in there and work. OV getting back on defense. You know, he's not playing like a king now that is supposed to be carried around the ice on some kind of I don't know, some kind of throne. He's actually working for it a little bit now. I think he may be at that age where he's realizing the reality of hockey, seeing it from all angles, feeling the whole game. You know, what a complete player he is, too. Don't try to compare Crosby to OV. Don't even bring me that bullshit. Cindy Crosby wouldn't know what a hit was if you drew it on a board for him. He don't know how to hit anybody. Half the goals he scores, where is he? Think of the average goal, picture it in your mind, scored by Cindy, and then picture the average goal scored by OV. Now you're going to notice a difference if you look at this pattern. The average goal now. What's going on with Cindy? He's standing in front of the goalie, he gets a rebound, and he taps it in, doesn't he? Yeah. OB, he's either shooting that motherfucker at 400 miles an hour, hurting people if it hits him on the way, and he does, or he's deking, dangling, dodging, backhand, forehand, backhand lamp. He's doing some of that. See, that whole thing of standing in front of the goal, I wouldn't mind if we had a player that was willing to do that. We don't see it a lot with the Caps. We had it with Knuble. We need more of that. But OV's not the guy. OV's got so much skill, he needs to stay open and be out there where he can skate and move. We need a bigger guy who's not such a great skater that's willing to go plan himself in front of the goaltender and get the garbage goals. We're going to need those as the season goes on to keep a good record and to make it deep into the playoffs. So we really do need to figure that part of our game out. But OV's not the man. And yeah, Crosby will skate back and forth in front of the goalie. He can't even sit in there and grind. He's not tough enough. He's not tough enough to sit in there and grind with him. So he'll just go back and forth looking for the fruits of another man's labor and tap it in. That's how he gets his goals. And maybe he's good at that, but I wouldn't be too proud of that. I mean, he's got moves. He doesn't use them a lot. He's got good passing. His only move that he has better than OV is the spinorama. I mean, if that's your claim to fame, good for you. Put on your figure skate, Cindy, and go do a triple sow cow and your little skirt and your little tutu there. Meanwhile, I've got a man over here wearing the red sweater, and he's like setting 5 bulls loose in a china shop and then kicking them all in the nuts and then running. What you have left over is the damage OV has done. He's knocking people down on offense. He's knocking people down on defense. He's shooting the puck so hard he's sending people off of the ice. He's skating, he's around, he's sniping, he's dangling, he's passing. You can't stop OV. They put 2 men on OV all the time in this league. How many times on average do you see them put 2 players on Crosby? You don't have to. Just need one. Just need one that can handle the deking. And there you go. I mean, why do you think Crosby only has 1 MVP trophy? And he shouldn't have gotten that one, in my view. And OV has 3. And he's going to get 4, 5, and 6. Sure he is. You know, I have no doubt about that. And don't compare those two. Not to me. I'll embarrass you. I'll embarrass you. I'll start pulling up numbers. You don't want me to pull up the numbers. Hits alone. My God, what does Crosby have, like 100 a year? Half of those are wimpy. OV's got 450 a year on an average year. Yeah, and half of those are not wimpy. He doesn't come to tap. He comes to drill, and he does just that. What a complete player Alexander Ovechkin is. What a complete player he is. And, you know, if you ever had to say, I can only take one guy from the NHL, we're going to another planet to start hockey, he's the guy you're going to take. He's got to be the guy. You know, he has to be the standard by which all others are measured. You know, I mean, he's got everything. Even Gretzky didn't have that. Gretzky didn't have the hitting. Everybody knows. I mean, you hear a lot. You hear about his goon squad that protected him. Ovi doesn't need protection. He doesn't fight enough for me. I wish he'd drop the gloves a little more often. Maybe he's just too classy. I don't know. I know he's not scared of anything, so it's not that. Maybe he doesn't want to break his hand on somebody's face. I mean, the guy's powerful. Maybe he doesn't want the guilt on his mind of having broken somebody's jaw and putting him out for the season. I don't know, but he doesn't like to fight, and a lot of European players don't like to fight. You know, Canadians and American players love to fight. Just kind of part of their, part of the tradition. But Swedish players don't tend to fight very often. Russians are the same way. I mean, look at a Semin, look at a Ovechkin, look at a Datsuk, you know. I remember when Varlamov got punched in the face by Sean Avery. I think I was at that game. I think it might have been a playoff game, I'm not sure. Yeah, Avery skates by, punches him in the fucking face. Official doesn't see it. Varley just looks away. I'm telling you, I would have dropped that mask so fast and lit that bitch up, there would have been no thinking about it. Goalie or not. I don't care how many pads I got. We're going. You just punched me in the face, we're going. Drop the gloves. Or leave him on, I don't care. I'm still going to whoop your ass. And that's what he should have done. But he stayed cool. And maybe cooler heads prevailing is what leads to wins. But I also think you got to make your statement earlier in your career. Punch me in the face, you get hurt. That has to be the message that is underlined and an exclamation point posted just after it that people see below your name when they're looking over the roster of who they're playing tonight. Yeah, it needs to be known. Well, I'm looking, I think we've probably got some comments on some of the Facebook posts here, but I'm not going to go into those because I think everybody's out partying tonight, so we're probably just going to call this one early. If you're interested in doing another show, I may also be doing a Truth on Tap show, maybe at about 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30. I'm messing around with a new broadcasting system here. Currently we're using Sam Broadcaster. It has not been impressing me. There's been this static I hear, and this, I don't know, just not impressed with it. So I'm going over to something called Radio DJ. So I may be testing that out tonight, so I'll probably just do a show then. Let me remind you what you're listening to here.
To Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Some of y'all recognizing that voice there. That is Wes Johnson, the Capitals arena announcer. What a fantastic and fascinating guy he is. He's got an acting career. He's in probably half the video games you've ever played. Check him out, wesjohnson.com. You can find him, Google him. You'll find him on IMDb as well. What a guy. Just so much character that I would almost think he has to have multiple personality disorder. In a good way. Anyway, you have been listening to Caps on Tap, a victory for the Washington Capitals tonight over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I want to thank you for listening tonight. I'm going to lead out tonight, as I like to do, with a local song from a local group. And it is their name is Bad Ace. They like to do rock. And this one is going to be Bad Ace in Your Life. Peace.
Never had a feeling as quick as this before. Although I've loved plenty, none wasn't loved anymore. I've got you dancing in my mind every minute of every day. But I just feel so early and I find the words to say. But I want you, not always in my arms. But I need to, they protect you from any harm. Oh, I don't want to scare you away. I don't want to suffocate you, baby. I give you your space. You say you wanna test your mama, I got plenty to pay. But I just feel so early to find the words to say. But I want you, not always in my arms. But I need to, baby, touch you all day long. Why I know that soon the time will come that I won't be the only one in your life. As I hold you softly, deep within my eyes, I can't help but thinking maybe this is paradise. I'm never dreaming I'd hold you in all my living days, but I just feel so right, baby, to find the words to say. That I want you, not always in my arms, that I need before. Although I've loved plenty, none wasn't loved anymore. You say you wanna touch your mama, I got plenty to pay, but I just feel so early, baby, to find the words to say. But I want you, you're always in my home, but I need you, baby, protect you, man. Oh, I know that soon the time will come that I will be the only one. Oh, I know that soon the time will come that I will be the only one. That I will be the only one in your life.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin.